shouldn't be hard. Life should be a fun-filled adventure every day. So now start joining up dots. Tap into your talents, your skills, your God-given gifts, and tell your boss, you don't deserve me. I'm out of here. It's time for you to smash that alarm clock and start getting the dream business and life you, well, of course, are dreaming of. Let's join your host, David Ralph, from the back of his garden in the UK, or wherever he might be today, with another jammed-packed episode of the #1 hit podcast, Join Up Dots.
Yeah, good morning to you, and welcome to Join Up Dots. How many of you out there actually feel like you're in control of everything in your life? How many of you set out plans and routines, and you know that on a Tuesday night you're going to the gym, and on a Wednesday night you've got the pub quiz, and Thursday night, and you feel like you're in control because you have punctuated your life with moments that are being arranged really by other people? I.e., the gym is operating, the pub quiz is going to be happening, so all you've got to do is get there. Now, imagine you're living a life where you actually haven't got any sort of external things. It's all within your own control. So the alarm goes off in the morning. You've decided what time to set the alarm, and you get out of bed, and then you generally do your routine. We all have our sort of routine. We stumble to the bathroom, we have a little wee, and then we might go downstairs, put the kettle on, come back upstairs. We pretty much do the same things all the time. And are we in control of that, or are we just going through the motions? Now, the reason why I ask these questions is I was talking to a guy just recently, and he was saying to me how the more he gives himself to just what life is going to offer him, the better his results are. He doesn't have any plans. He doesn't have any routines. He just literally looks at what's happening and reacts to it. And it's had me thinking, because a lot of time when we set something up, and then because of the other person or the other situation, it doesn't occur, we get annoyed and we think to ourselves, I had everything set up, that should have happened, why didn't it? But actually, did it really have to happen in the first place? Are we trying to force things? Are we trying to make things happen that actually aren't going to be there? Now, I play that Jim Carrey quote, and I'll play it again and really listen to it, because what we're talking about every time we play this, and it's the reason why we play this, is success doesn't come to you really unless you follow happiness. You might get money, you might get a flash car, you may get a house, but if you dig down and you speak to the people behind that, more often than not, they will say, yeah, I know I'm doing this, but I'd rather be doing XYZ, or yeah, I know but I'd rather be teaching people how to fly fish in a stream. I've got a son-in-law, and he's very well to do. He's got a lovely big house, 3 acres of land, a big sit-on lawnmower, and he's always on his phone. And when we go and see him, he has to whiz off even on a Sunday and a Saturday for business meetings and stuff, and it's just his life. And then a few years back, when he got married to my daughter, we went over to the Caribbean, and we went to St. Lucia. And if you've been to St. Lucia, it's a lovely place, but it's not worth the hassle of flying 14 hours from the United Kingdom. I can imagine from America, it's like their version of Spain. 2 hours on a plane, you're there. Perfect. But anyhow, it was a big hassle, and we sort of go over there. And all the holiday, he just seemed kind of stressed, and he was just wasn't himself. And then one day I said to him, come on, let's get out. What do you want to do? And he said, well, I don't know what I want to do. I said, look, you like birds, don't you? There's a bird sanctuary up the road. Let's go there and see what's there. And so him and my son and me, we went to there, and it was just like a big sort of like jungly wood, really. And a lovely lady showed us around, and she was probably amazed that she had tourists that turned up, because she seemed surprised. And she walked us around. We didn't see bugger all. We didn't see anything. And she was saying, oh, you can see parrots, you can see this, you can see that. Didn't see anything. It's all a big stick insect, and that was it. But what I did see was that he changed. He became light. You could see that this was like his spiritual home. This is where he really came alive. This is what made him happy. It had nothing to do with big flash electric Teslas. It had nothing to do with big houses. It was just something in him that he really loved. And I looked at him and I thought to myself, if you took away everything and it was just you walking around in your wellies doing this kind of thing all the time, you would be happy. I just know you would be happy. So when we hear that Jim Carrey speech...
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
So his dad was going for success on something that he didn't love. And I think we've all done that. I've certainly, as they say, climbed up the ladder of a career and then found when I was at the top, I was on the wrong ladder. And then thought, I can't be doing this for the rest of my life. I've done that. And so success, when it's not linked to you and your spirit, feels shallow. It feels kind of hollow somehow. Success, though, follows happiness. Chasing success first doesn't bring happiness. Chasing happiness first brings with it success beyond measure. Success comes from the inside out. It's how you feel. Bob Dylan said the true measure of a successful person is a guy who can get up every single day and decide what he wants to do. And I think that says a lot about life. And it also says why when we're looking to earn money and earn income and build businesses online, actually what we should be thinking about is, if I get that, what's it going to give me? Is it going to keep me further away from the thing that I love? Even if it looks great from the outside, people go, oh, you're so successful. You're flying here to a network and you're doing this conference there. Is that really what makes you happy? Because truly happy people don't need any of that to be happy. Truly happy people are just deeply connected to their purpose or the thing that lights them up. And when you sort of move through the world in alignment with, let's call it a higher purpose, you start taking more of the right actions. We do things because we know it's going to actually make us happier, and then success comes quicker. When we're connected to our purpose, success becomes inevitable. And that's the problem. We go for the money first, and it leaves us feeling sort of shallow and worn out because it's not fueling up our personal energy. So I just wanted to record this quick podcast episode. I wasn't going to put this out today, to just ask you, when was the last time you was truly happy doing something that didn't cost any money at all? When you were just engrossed in a task, you just loved doing it. And if there was nothing else going on in your life, you'd go back to doing it because it just sort of excites you. And it could be that you started cooking a new meal. It could be that you are getting your recipe books out and checking things through. It could be that you are walking through nature. Whatever it is, it just makes you happy. When it's only you and time that are the cost, then it's a true indication of where you should be heading. Yeah? And I'm discovering that more and more, that a lot of the things that I've built in the past, even though they're bringing money into me, if I look to them now, I think to myself, I really don't care about it at all. But the helping you guys and trying to push you on to even just crack that ceiling where you can suddenly see blue sky shining through and you think, that's where I'm heading. I can do anything I want. It's just up to me to do it, is where my passion really comes from. It's a kind of giving thing. So the first question is, when was the last time you did anything that really made you happy and just you lost hours of your life, even though it didn't cost anything at all? The only cost was time. The second thing was, when was the last time you felt really happy just doing nothing at all. You know, I find that if I'm just sitting in the garden and the sun's shining and I can hear the birds tweeting, I can be really, really happy. I'm not doing anything at all. I'm just happy because it's peaceful and it's calming. And the third thing is, when was the last time you'd really been happy being surrounded by people? What type of people were they that really made you feel good about themselves? Was it their spirit? Was it their communication, what they were talking about? Was it the way that they were operating? Was it their actions? When you're surrounded by the right people, life becomes easier again, because you just feel good. This is your tribe. This is what you need to be surrounded by. So 3 quick questions to ask yourself, but I think 3 profound questions that can be life-changing, because, as I say, if you are looking at other people thinking that they've got it sorted because they got a flash car and a flash house, believe me, there comes a time when suddenly you're finding out that they're getting divorced and they're splitting up with their wife, and it's never what you think. But when you see somebody that just looks like they're happy and they're content, they're the people that you should focus in on. They're the ones that you should look at and go, what is it? What are they doing? But I don't know. Why do they just seem relaxed and contented and they haven't got an issue? What is it about that? They haven't got flash cars, they haven't got houses, but they just seem to be really, really content and happy. And I bet you it's because they know themselves and they know what they want in life. Big questions. Anyway, very quick episode for Join Up Dots, but a lot to unravel there. And drop us a line like you've been doing. joinupdots@gmail.com, or you can come and bring a voice message and tell me your answer to your 3 questions. When was the last time you've been happy just doing a task? When have you been happy not doing anything at all? And when was the last time you was happy being surrounded by a certain type of person? Let us know. Big questions, and it makes you put it down on paper and start thinking these things through, and that's when the dots join up and success comes your way. Have a lovely weekend, my friends, and next time I will be here with an interview. I was going to put it out today, but I'm going to put it out on Monday now, so look after yourselves, you stay sexy, and I'll see you again. Cheers, see ya, bye-bye.
David doesn't want you to become a faded version of the brilliant self you were once to become. So he's put together an amazing guide for you called the 8 Pieces of Advice that every successful entrepreneur practices, including the 2 that changed his life. Head over to joinupdots.com to download this amazing guide for free, and we'll see you tomorrow on Join Up Dots.